Para mim, Nova York, ela é e não é fotogênica porque é uma mistura de coisas. Tem lugares horríveis e lugares lindos, e eu acho que é isso que faz a cidade ser interessante. Tem de tudo um pouco e acaba facilitando e deixando a nossa imaginação fluir. A cada minuto você vê coisas interessantíssimas aqui, então vale a pena estar sempre com uma câmera. O Ritmo MTV está aqui para mostrar tudo que está rolando de música, moda, arte de rua e de quebra os brinquedinhos tecnológicos. Nova York, a cidade é feita das pessoas, então é um mundo dentro do mundo. Então acaba sendo fácil e inspirador.
The different people in the city, they all have individual styles. So you can take something from, it's like taking from National Geographic, almost. You can take style from places you would never normally think to dress that way. It's a good mixture. I like to mix vintage things with really modern things. It doesn't take a lot of thought. I think that's the beauty of mixing styles.
The whole retro vintage thing I'm really into. I get depressed when I have to wear all black, but I love color and pattern. You just walk down the street and you get 30 different ideas for things you could wear, things you could do, people you can meet. It's just crazy busy all the time.
You never really conquer the city. It's always, things are changing all around you. Delis are turning into new hot spots. Like, you never know what's going to go on, so it's good to be out taking pictures.
The whole idea of lomography is being analog, and that whole idea of tangible things that you can actually, instead of digital, you have film and something you can actually touch and feel and see on a wall.
Don't scream and shout.
Tell me the difference between Lomo and a regular camera.
Mostly in the idea of what you're shooting and how you're shooting. Lomography encourages you to incorporate photography into your life.
No, you don't have to do that.
Not worrying about settings, just always having the camera with you, being spontaneous and just shooting.
Let the feelings take you wherever.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
The camera takes you.
Yeah.
It's nice, right? We don't know what's gonna come out of it.
That's why you go like that.
It's gonna be fun.
Don't let people mess you around.
It's like a toy camera. Could you say that?
We kind of like to separate ourselves from being like a toy camera too.
So you don't like that?
Yeah,
the title.
We're thought of before as toy cameras, but the results that you get are really artistic and really unique. So it's kind of hard to call it a toy camera because
in a good way, not in a bad.
Yeah. It's as everything's gone digital now, that it's just instant gratification. And film photography, you still you don't know what you're going to get until you get your film back, and that's part of the fun.
I have the camera so conceit.
Show me a little bit about the cameras.
A lot of them are plastic cameras. For example, we have this is the Super Sampler, and it has 4 lenses on it which shoot in succession. So you get kind of an action shot. It's fun to use if someone is jumping in the air or running. It's kind of like a mini movie inside one print of your photograph. This camera, it was originally made in the 60s. It's just become this unique sort of look, the retro look for the kind of prints you get.
The east that rises like
These are the ones where you can change the color of the gel in the flash chamber, so you can splash your subject with a different color every time.
Hi, I saw that was you. Can we talk to you for the TV? Nova York parece cidade interior. Olhei de longe, achei bem bacana o jeito deles se vestirem. E eu conheço essa peça aqui. Deixa eu tirar uma fotinha. Can I take a picture?
Yeah, sure.
I know, I'll be on the other side today. Okay.
Don't dress seriously, because everyone's always wearing black, so.
And do you think New York is a good place to express yourself through fashion?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. It's hard to genuinely impress people. It's easy to don't know, shock people, I think.
Thank you. Vai querer me matar depois. What is the style for you? All of you.
Style for me. I usually build my style around one piece and then I kind of go up from there. So let's say I want to wear like a pair of boots for that day, kind of build around that.
I just go and pick like the stuff that I like and put it together, I guess, like everybody else. I don't have like one style. I like really details, like of piece. Like this jacket has like I don't know, it has like a zipper here, and then it has like really cool like clinches. I don't know, I'm really into details.
And what about you? You're like just hiding there, like no.
What about me? About style, right?
Yeah.
You know, Norman Mailer has a great quote. It says about hip in the urban jungle and sophistication. Basically, style differentiates between who you are as an individual and separates the creatives from the sheep, people who follow. So style tells a lot about someone's personality. It's kind of a human way of expressing your individuality in a sense, you know. So for me, style is dynamic art. You know, it works, it moves.
Great, I love that. And you know what is really great about you? Like you're like completely different styles, all of you. It's amazing, like matching together. Because normally you see like groups with like all the same kind of style, like, and you're like all different. And do you think you express yourself through your clothes?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, your body is your first real blank canvas, so you kind of build off of that.
Fashion is art for you?
It's the first art that I learned, the first art that my mother taught me. I kind of approach each day trying to not bore myself, put something on that's not boring to me.
And is it to impress people or just for yourself?
I mean, to be a realist, it's a little bit of both. I mean,
Really?
you get some sort of self-confidence from putting on nice clothes and feeling good about yourself, and that reflects itself in your body language and your mannerisms, and when you speak to somebody, they can feel that, so you share a certain kind of energy off of it.
People who come here and see it, like, they don't understand why people love it so much, but it's beautiful because it's dirty.
The people themselves make the city, but I think the city itself has its own character.
It's a lot of browns and greens and grays, so I think it's very photogenic. It has a unique charm that you have nowhere else in most cities in the world, because it's very, very, it's a dirty quality that's very unique to it. The dirtiness makes it cute.
You may be from California, you may be from Brazil, but when you come here and you're here for like, a year, 2 years, and you figure out the subway and you start, you have your first argument with somebody on the street or whatever, after a while, you're like, wow, I guess I am in New York. You feel very connected. Yeah.
And it does happen. But you don't feel bad for some reason. You just feel like stronger, like, yes, I belong to the city. Você andando numa quadra também você escuta espanhol, russo, português, alemão. Você não sabe nem onde está às vezes, você se perde. Você anda de qualquer jeito. Andar de jegue aqui, ninguém te olha. Você vê de tudo aqui. Numa quadra, em 5 minutos, tudo acontece. A arte de rua está por todo canto aqui em Nova York e pode ser encontrada nas coisas mais rotineiras. Tudo é motivo para se inspirar. Só que muitas vezes você precisa olhar 2 vezes, senão a obra passa despercebida, como é o caso do trabalho do LSG.
Hopefully it's on, the light. I really hope that light is on. This is your man LSG. We're on the streets of Greenpoint. Very exciting stuff.
Gonna check out this NYPD police light, providing me with good light for some good shadows to outline. I'm pretty happy about that.
My signature style is my outlines, my stuff I do in the street. It's all shadow-based works. When I do stuff on the street, I utilize chalk and shadows from our everyday outdoor environment, utilizing different light sources, street light coming from storefronts or different residences. Like a bad dream. Oh, the first one I ever did was at night. I was robbed. This dude pulled a machete out on me. He was behind me, and I saw his shadow in front of me. A couple of days after that, I saw a fire hydrant. I had some chalk in my pocket, and I was looking at the contour of it, like the outline of it, and I was like, oh wait, the shadow, it's kind of like graffiti. And since then, like, you know, I had this thing with shadows. It just like took off. Like I started doing everything in the street: bicycles, cars, shadows of trees, mailboxes, lampposts, like you name it. I just have a special affinity towards my bike. I would have to say my bike is my favorite thing to do. Some people are very anti-graffiti in New York City, and they see this and they think it's graffiti, when in actuality this is not graffiti. Graffiti is a name-based, letter-based art form, whereas street art is kind of like the next wave of graffiti. Street art comes from graffiti in the spirit of creating your work in the street. Street art, it's more like weed pastes and stencils, a lot of stickers. It's two entirely different things. It's made to be stepped on. It's just like part of the landscape. You have to be there in order to see it. The best place to see it is in the street. I just hope that it stays a long time, but at the same time, it's like capturing a moment. And that's kind of like the beauty of it, though. It's that it's not going to be there forever. The longest I've had something last on the street was like almost 2 months. I laid the chalk on really heavy, you know, and I would go back and maybe touch up a couple pieces, but like didn't rain for a long time. Like you could barely tell that it was there, but it was like you could tell that it was still there if you looked at it. The shortest amount of time I've ever had a piece last in the street was, I'd say, maybe 15 seconds. I was outlining the shadow of a parking meter in front of this store on Smith Street. This guy, he saw me and then he came out with water and like washed it away immediately. People that don't know about art, or people that have never been to a gallery or never been to a museum, don't even have to go to a gallery or museum because like it's like right in the street. This is what art is. It's more dramatic at night. It's very playful. It's not really hurting or harming anyone, you know, it's like, it's public art.
Para você ser ecologicamente correto também, você tem que ter um espírito doador. Acho que uns 5 anos, quando essa história começou realmente a surgir, a ser mais falada, foi quando eu comecei a me tocar do tanto de lixo que a gente produz. Agora eu acho que você precisa ser criativo, e eu não me considero uma pessoa criativa. Então eu tento reciclar, fazer aquela coisa básica, a obrigação, eu acho, né? E agora essa coisa de recriar, transformar coisas, eu sou meio fechada para isso. Eu acho que a minha mente é bloqueada. Preciso me liberar. Quase tudo que você vê que é reciclado, você consegue fazer. É uma arte, não deixa de ser uma arte também, você tá modificando as coisas, mas a preguiça que não pode chegar perto.
I'm normally covered in paint. We're working all the time, so it's kind of hard to look nice when we're covered in paint. Quit our job and started about 2 years ago. Surviving. Barely. But surviving. We run domestic construction. We make tons of fun stuff.
So you transform things. Is that like eco-lifestyle, eco-friendly lifestyle.
We're always inspired by junk and excess and
antique.
You know, the idea of having to throw away tons of scraps or, you know, is just disgusting to us. So we're like, how can we use this in a different way? It makes it cheaper sometimes, but it also makes you think about your space differently too.
Remember, everything is here every year exactly.
These are some of the teacup lights that we were making for a while. They're out of all vintage found cups.
Remember everything.
This is just a portion of a larger chandelier that we made for a hair salon that we wired the actual hair dryers to have light bulbs in them, and then they alternated with ones with mirrors in them, sort of play off of what an actual chandelier kind of feels like. It was like 35
about 35
hair dryers. All golden.
Everything is in danger in your hands. It might change the meaning.
At the core, it's all, you know, changing materials and looking at it in a different way.
Saw like a bathroom that you did with bottoms. How long did it take? It took forever. You did the whole.
Yeah. It took us like 4 days of like 10-hour.
Yeah,
days,
it's
probably.
actually little rubber dots that are extruded from a matting product. So they're actually it's waste really, and it's in a coffee shop that's bike inspired. So we wanted it to, you know, the material to relate to what's actually going on in the space. So, but it took forever. This wall surface was just scrap fabric, and now we revisited it and we went crazy on it. And then we were like, when we come back in, it's gonna look. Are we gonna like it? But we do like it, so that's good.
I can't leave before asking for some tips of things that I could find at my home and make into something new and useful.
If you have like extra fabric or paper lying around, you can apply it to your wall with starch, which is like pretty easy and pretty cheap. So just any shape that you want, and you can use like spray starch and just apply it right to the wall, and it stays out like pretty well. So
or you can soak it in a bucket and then kind of wring it out, and then you can put it all over your walls, just like wallpaper, which is pretty cool.
The way you say it sounds so easy. I'm like, okay, I'm sure I'm gonna be struggling there hours.
Google it.
Eu não reaproveito, assim, de transformar em alguma coisa, mas o que eu vejo de cadeira, olha, outro dia, semana passada, eu peguei 3 bancos desses de cozinha americana, levei pra casa do lixo inteirinho. Se eu tivesse ido na loja, eu não encontraria melhor. Então, sempre que eu acho uma coisa bacana, uma luminária, que eles jogam tudo mesmo, assim, e assim, a luminária estava com uma lâmpada queimada e jogaram no lixo. Aí resolvi levar pra casa, troquei a lâmpada, o pavio. Tá lá funcionando linda. Tem uma boutique ali na esquina de casa, uma loja de móveis, que eu passo sempre. Principalmente à noite, é bem fácil de encontrar. Não vou dar endereço, senão daqui a pouco não tem mais nada.
Like the vibe in New York, you can't really comprehend what's happening when. Everything's happening at the same time, all at once. I don't know, I know that it does inspire me, but I don't know. I suppose all the you know, beyond comprehension. The only thing that I put in the suitcase, literally. 4-day trip, 1 set of clothes. Typical Belfast man.
Fashion-wise, I mean, I like wearing different things. It's fun to combine it with making music, you know?
Melissa and I just got used to playing with each other.
Somehow we just like got on the same page that it's almost impossible to have like a third person, you know? It's almost like a 2-person game, and at this point, like, we don't even know how to like incorporate another person because we have such like a tight-knit process for writing songs. We're both like multi-instrumentalists, you know, so we didn't just want to be like a drummer, or we wanted to do everything.
Dueto de meninas que fazem um som pop e barulhento. Pelo menos foi assim que os críticos decidiram definir o estilo musical delas. Basta saber se elas ficam felizes aí, com esse tipo de crítica. Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
So noisy doesn't make you feel like okay.
It's not noise music, but it's noisy.
Critics say there's something different in your music. Do you know what is it?
We went out of our way to make something that didn't sound like anything else, but then like referenced all of these things that we love in music.
We wanted to not be like perfectly fitting into a genre. We've been compared to like all different kinds of bands, like
Cocktail Twins.
Yeah, people mention Cocktail Twins or My Bloody Valentine, or even like hip hop people. Because I mean, actually, that's kind of the way we write our music. It's very similar to the way hip hop producers make.
It's like pretty liberated.
Yeah, it's a good word, like to define a style, liberated. Where do you see yourselves in the future?
I think we're going to take over the world. But
That's a good one. I'm like, okay.